Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I've got you a Tiny Bones Commander deck. It is a Bracket 1 Commander deck. It's a Bracket Buster. So the Commander brackets, we all know them by now. Um, I'm not a fan. I think Commander is kind of ruining Magic. But, and the brackets are flawed, made by some very flawed people. So this one here is brought to you by way of one of my favorite accounts, the Krakening Games. It was just called "You Commander." So, really, this is going to highlight the issue with the bracket system. Basically, the brackets, the problem is it's like you can totally, yeah, all this stuff is bracket one as indicated here, but you can totally cheese it up and just create a miserable, unfun, overpowered play experience. Brackets are nothing but they're a joke, and they're basically created imagine like an OP pauper deck. That's what bracket one get around it. You don't need OP game pieces because CDH doesn't take any skill. It's just it only requires the ability to use a credit card and look up a net deck combo on the internet. And the brackets don't help that problem. Anyway, let's just get right into it. So the commander of this deck is Tiny Bones. It's really, as you can see here, we'll just go through the cards. You should be able to figure out the meta here, the whole idea. So here's our commander. It's the OG Tiny Bones, the first jump start. And we got a whole slew of planeswalkers here. Revolve around discarding, so we know what Davriel does. Still waiting for Davriel to get his own actual planeswalker card in non-alchemy. Alchemy is a shit format. Liliana, the good Liliana. I hang out at Hot Topic too much, Liliana. And you got Professor Onyx. Even though she's in the professor gear, she's still hot, Liliana. Might be the last hot planeswalker, so they gave Chandra. I don't know what happened to Chandra. She's built like a G.I. Joe doll now. That's another discussion. So, a lot of discarding going on. Tiny Bones is going to punish that. If you put him no cards in hand, loses 10 life. So, here's the creatures in the deck. You got Alcazad's here, Deepest Betrayal, Lifelink, Flying. When an attack, your opponent discards a card. If your opponent can't, you draw a card, so you punish them for not having any cards in hand. You know what this does? The standard card. I'm not going to get into the details, and it flips into another thing here. Gives you a land. Get yourself add some mana there. Ancient Brass Dragon, another overpowered mythic. I'm going to play a roll of d20. Any of creature cards mana value. With all the discardings going on, you could reanimate it. Yeah, what is it? Any number of target creature cards with total mana value from graveyards. So everything being discarded, you can go ahead and reanimate. Bone Miser. You feed yourself with this. You get mana, you draw cards, you create tokens. Burglar Rat. So with this recursion, you can actually do a lot. This mini but mighty rat enters, everybody discards. Crypt Gas. Every tap a swamp for mana, you get more swamps, so it gives you more. Cunning Lathomancer. Play discards a card. When this enters, discard. So you can do a lot of recursion. You all know what Gary does by now. Loses life because of your devotion to black, and here is quite an easy devotion to black. Junji is another interesting add here. This deck is stacked with mythics, and somehow it's only black at 1. But that's, hey, leave it to our overlords of the Commander Committee. Then he got Post Malone here. Lifelink. So I didn't realize he had Lifelink. That's amazing. So he eats into your life total. You can cast him for 4 mana. So 6 life and 4 mana, then he's got Lifelink. Just dirty. Breach, black, and a cost and pay 2 life. So he can basically gives your stuff Phyrexian mana in a sense, but he has Lifelink, get that back. Got Frodo Baggins, cousin or something. Flash Menace. Exile creature card opponent's graveyard, put 3. Put there, battle for this turn, then create tokens. A lot happening here. Mind Slicer. This is dirty. So you could just keep this is a recursion, keep reanimating this with stuff like your Ancient Brass Dragon and just punish everybody. Nobody's gonna have any cards in hand. Oh, that's filthy. Deck Regorth, number of creature cards in all graveyards. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know this card existed. I know about Mortivore, which is equal to the number of cards in all cards. We have each player's upkeep. Oh, so it's a Mortivore, but it feeds into the discarding Stronghold Rats. So cool. I think this is originally printed in Tempest, maybe? Make sure your opponent discards. They can't block it. Chances are nobody will have anything with Shadow. A lot of Magic players now, they're kind of low IQ. They don't know all their cards. They see Shadow and they're like, what's that? So it's a Sepulchral Primordial enters each opponent. You may put up the one creature card. So all this stuff to discard and you're gonna take it. So you got a Sangromancer, gaining life. When opponent discards a card. Rankle, discarding, draws, each player sacks. Phyrexian Obliterator, this card is absolutely freaking nasty. You know what this does. Null Priest, creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. This is dirty. Kazumi Informant, basically more discard. Virus Beetle kind of does the same thing. Kazumi Informant and stuff like Virus Beetle, they're good in ninjutsu builds. You attack with something, a ninjutsu creature. Your hand, you ninjutsu it out, you recur these back to your hand. Then you could cast them again to keep your opponent from discarding, keep them discarding. Kind of going to Luke Torok, who remembers him to Torok. Extra from white, discards a card, he gets bigger. Goes kick, target opponent discards 2 cards. You're going to have the mana to kick this. It's not a lot of mana to do it. The Raven Man, Limb Duel. Shout out to Limb Duel. If you're a long-time Magic player, you know what this is. If you're a newer Magic player that's just kind of got the Commander Brain Rot and only Commander, might not know. If a player discards a card this turn, create a 1/1 bird. So you get yourself some birds, give your opponent the bird, which is appropriate. You're giving your opponent the bird, and this card is few to give you the bird. So the Han of Hightower. I remember when this came out, it's really interesting. Buy a box promo. Kind of made Buy a Box feel special. Attacks, if any player discards a card, remember a card is put in a graveyard. It gets bigger. So really, you're just getting a lot of value from all the discarding that's going on. Sorceries. This is a great one. Each opponent discards 2 cards. You control a vampire, loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. So there's tons of vampires. You could definitely take advantage of that. Rankles, Prank, a good modular card like this. You choose all the modes. Sacking, drawing, and sacking, making your opponent's sack creatures gets around things like hexproof and indestructible. Reanimate, from a graveyard to the battlefield under your control, you lose life equal to its mana value. Really, I would just keep reanimating stuff like Mind Slicers to fuck with the entire table. Make it the most unfun whack it one experience as possible. Damnation, kill everything. We know what that does. Dark Deal, severely underrated card. Each player discards all this card. So again, Rise of the Dark Realms, just reanimate everything. Each player discards a card. You drew a card. Basically, punish everybody. Nobody's having any fun. Nobody gets to keep any cards. But somehow this is bracket 1. So it goes to show the limited scope the new Commander Overlord common turn had in mind. Torment of Hailfire. Look at this. Bolas is back in the storyline. Jace released him. So Mary Sue Jace, shout out. Thanks for giving us back our boy. Wonder what they're going to do to Bolas. You just repeat this X number of times. Lose 3 life. Lose this. Sack a non-land permanent. Garruk's Wake. More killing. Vicious Rumors. This is interesting. A 1 mana does 1 damage to each opponent. Each opponent discards a card. The top card of the library. Brutal. So Mind Rake. Pretty cool card. A good discard option as Overload. Imp's Mischief. Counter target spell. Change the target of target spell to a single target. So really, a fuck with people. Dark Writ, some fast mana. Really standard fare mana rocks, Bag of Holding. This lets you draw and discard. Gets Grimoire. Good packeting. This is some serious taste right here. I gotta say it right. Gets Grimoire. Each opponent discards a card from your hand. You may draw. Whenever they discard a card, you draw a card. So you're punishing everybody. Jet Medallion, you're gonna need that. Nyx Lotus, we know what this does. Really standard fare mana rocks, and you want Swiftfoot Boots, protect your stuff. Bottomless Pit, each player's upkeep. Discard a card at random. Painful Quandary. Opponent casts a spell, the player loses 5 life. Waste Not, this is a great card. Opponent discards a card, you get stuff. We know what this does. Discards a card, the player loses 2 life. Maygrim, I remember I made a deck around this back in 2000. Maygrim and Oppression, and he added these. When I saw this deck, I was like, I hope he has these cards in it. I scrolled down and they were all there. So check out the Kraken. I think he's a wonderful follow. Sub to his YouTube channel. Your opponent discards a card, 2 damage each player. Necrogen Mists. More discard punishment. That player discards a card from their hand at their upkeep. Necropotence. Very old school. This is an old-fashioned card. This is the meta card back in the day when Ice Age was around, first came out. Skip your draw phase. If you discard a card from your hand, remove that card from the game. Pay 1 life. During your next discard phase, put that card in your hand. Effects, can't prevent the damage. No Mercy protects you. I love this card. I love the art. Suppression, I talked about this earlier. When a player casts a spell, that player discards a card, so punish your opponents. And then you got Rogue's Passage. Helps your tiny bones get through and some of your smaller creatures. Return target commander from your graveyard to your hand. Basically, you get your commander back, and then just 35 swamps. So really, 35 basics and 2 other lands. You're going to make everybody's existence miserable. Go ahead and give this deck a try. It's only black at 1. It's apparently... this is a fun and conducive, healthy play environment, according to the CCP. I mean, Commander, Common Turn, Holier Than Thou Committee. Anyway, I'll put a link of this in the description to this Moxfield deck. Go ahead and check it out. In terms of ads, I think some cool stuff that can go here. I think the mana could be a little bit better. This is a very budget mana base, keeps it bracket 1. But something like Lake of the Dead would be a great add to this. Lake of the Dead is a very extremely powerful reserve list rare land from Alliances. Lets you sack a swamp to add 4 black mana. That card is actually considered bracket 1, so it goes to show the limited scope and depth, the lack of understanding that people in the Commander community have of this game's history. But I feel like I beat that drum enough. Anyway, everyone, let me know what you think of this build. What would you do to improve it? Let me know what you think of the Commander brackets. I'll catch you next time. Remember to like and subscribe. Thanks, everyone.